Graham Reid. Chat. Throw up the set for our brother, our Jamaican brother. Wagwan. Graham Reid. Gamsley, I know you probably wasn't anticipating this, but we are going to do a nice little interview with Graham Reid because I'm impressed with this young fella. Graham, can you?
I love his headphones.
Can you please?
Thank you.
How old are you, brother?
I am 33.
33.
Yeah.
Listen,
Nice.
we're gonna talk about this game. I want to show you guys a trailer, if that's okay, Graham.
Yeah, go for it, sure.
Of his game
Of course.
called Super Space Club. And Graham, you developed this game solo dolo. I mean, you've had
Mostly.
some help, right?
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like key art and stuff like that. But
And
I've
the
been
music.
watching.
The biggest help was the music, but otherwise,
Music.
yeah, mostly
Yep.
more or less me. Yep.
All right, so here we go, guys.
It go cruising days, calling wings, racing clubs, let's navigate jazz. Baby, but don't you dare laugh. Trace constellations and pave your own path.
Sitting on a system will be a nomad. The sky's like minutes and wait for no man.
Like speed or slow, always keep composed and know if we cross those. Traveling by starlight, on cruise control. Traveling by starlight, on cruise control. Traveling by starlight, traveling by starlight, on cruise control.
All right,
Oh
listen.
yeah, man.
Listen.
That was sick.
Listen, everybody, that was not just trailer music.
No.
Okay? I got about 8 hours into this game.
Hey.
It's music like that all throughout it.
Man,
Sick.
really good music. I
Sick.
was jamming. So good.
Like
Happy to hear it.
me and my wife, we call it a lo-fi, simplistic, beautiful game. Like it's,
Yeah.
that is. If I could title it that's what it would be. It's so fucking good. But Graham, welcome to the Longhouse Gaming Podcast. And
Thanks for
thank
having
you
me.
for accepting to be on for an interview about this. Listen, I'm just totally impressed by your story, how you got into game development. But a lot of people here don't. See, I stalk people, right, Graham? So like,
That's crazy to say.
Start with that.
I type in the name, and I try to get to know you as much as I can before you come on. But for all the people that don't know, tell people like a little bit about yourself and about the game to start off with.
Of course, yeah. So, well, go on. My name is Graham Reid, also known as Graham of Legend. I'm a Jamaican born and raised indie game developer, solo developer, currently based in New York, not Jamaica, sadly. And yeah, this is my game, Super Space Club. It's like a chill yet hectic, lo-fi hip hop vibes-filled arcade space shooter. That's my quick yet chaotic pitch for it. And yeah, I've been working on it for on and off for like 4 years ish now.
Okay.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey, but I'm sure we'll talk about it. But it's been a long one. But it only took like 8 months of actual development time to make. Fun fact, because life.
Crazy cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? You're 33 years old.
Mhm.
Did you go to school for game development?
I went to school for motion graphics, which if you don't know what that is, that's just like everybody who watches Twitch should know what motion graphics is at this point. It's just a graphic design in motion, basically. Any title sequence, all the lower thirds, your whole package of how the show is presented, like that's all like part of motion graphics.
Mm.
And yeah, I've always loved video games since I was, I want to say like 4. I got a Super Nintendo with Metroid and couldn't even beat the first level.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff's
But-
hard,
but I
man. I don't
mean-
think anybody did.
It was
No,
tough.
it was tough, but from then I was like, yeah, I'm into this kind of video game stuff, and I just haven't stopped since then. And yeah, I just somehow just transitioned into making games one day. I mean, with the help of like friends from Jamaica, realizing that you can make mobile games. I think mobile games is really what made it accessible for a lot of people. Just having an iPhone, having an Android, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, then fast forward 12 years, I'm here.
That's cool, man. What
Yeah.
engine did you use for this particular game?
For this, I use Unity.
Unity? Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
RIP.
R.I.P. That's so good. If I can just hijack and ask one thing, like this is this is super cool. This reminds me of like a hip hop Super Stardust. Did you grab any inspiration from Super Stardust?
Yeah, Housemarque is one of my favorite developers. Like easy.
Nice, okay, because you could see it bleed through here. It's super fun. The style is amazing, and the hip hop beat on top of it is just such a fun spin. So,
Thank you.
awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, like Super Stardust. It was Luftrauses, obviously Asteroids, like Star Fox, just from the characters and just the whole personality of it. Like those are my inspirations for it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Flush Jackson, look at that. Flush Jackson said, "Where can I get it?" I said, "Steam and Xbox." He said, "Boom, just snagged it on Steam."
Hey.
Flush.
Good shit,
Yeah,
Flush.
I'm buying this right now. I'm a super fan of Stardust as well. This intrigues me very very much.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Give Scale. What were your thoughts whenever you first booted up and started playing this game?
When I first booted it up, it gave me, I just didn't know what to expect from it at all. So when I first booted up, I saw it was I liked the simplistic, it had like the music at first on the intro, just like little like beeps, boobs kind of thing. It's simple. It doesn't really grasp you yet. And then you boot it up and you get into the level and that music starts playing. When I say I couldn't even focus at first, because I was like, have I heard this song before? I was like, is this a Billboard song? I was like, I've never, I was like, just from the start screen to here is like, whoa. It's like, I had to sit back and I was like, this is just good tunes. And then I started playing and I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of challenging. So now the tunes are soothing me. It's like
that's exactly, you nailed it.
That's what it gave me. So that's kind of my initial thought on the first boot up is the music. I'm just a big congrats to you, man, on the music selection and the choices. I was really one to play more. Just hear more music.
They crushed it. Like it was initially my direction to be like, so even visually and sonically, I didn't want it to just be, your average space shooter. I didn't want to just feel like, the stereotypical deep, dark, moody space. I don't want to have not sci-fi, not like a techno vibe or house, dubstep, whatever. I want to feel like my own thing and just feel different and chill. Like think about Guardians of the Galaxy, that very first scene with Peter Quill. He's up on whatever planet he was on, and then it's like he's playing 80s music or 70s music, but he's there just going
Classic
around like exactly. Yeah. So that's what I thought about.
How did you mix this stuff?
What do you mean?
Is it like this? Did you mix this stuff? Did you like create that music? Like it has to be a remix of some sort, or is this like?
Oh no. So Fat Bite they're the ones who created the music from scratch.
Okay.
I just told them like what I wanted to feel like, and they went in.
Wow.
I was like hip hop,
crazy,
like reggae vibes, like chill, but make it feel like your own, like jazz put some jazz influence into it. And yeah, they took it and ran with it. And then they were the ones who were like, yo, what if you add vocals to it? And I was like, bet. I have some people who put into this. I have a friend, I have a reggae artist who's a friend in Jamaica. I have a friend from college who he's on one of the tracks, he's a hip hop artist. And then they just put out a call and people showed up and it's sick.
I definitely want the OST, man. I'm not even joking.
It's on Spotify. It's on Spotify and Bandcamp if you want to support.
Definitely. If this came out back in the day with CDs and stuff, I would definitely want this as a CD to put in my car. So I love the music was really well done for sure.
You guys did great,
man.
They're goats for sure.
let me talk to you a little bit about. I want to know your influence on some of the game design because, first of all, we hit the music. That shit is it's Graham. Good job on the music selection.
Yeah,
Straight up. Because like even like whenever you like change level or like when your energy is depleted, right? It goes like or whatever, right? And slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's chopping and screwing it all.
Yeah. Come on, though. You have to bring the culture in.
and then using the chameleon with the slowdown, I was like, ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
It's so clear. So let me tell you how far I am. I have 3 characters unlocked, 4 of the weapons, and 2 of the ships.
You've been playing.
Yes. And then like my kids like to watch it, and for some reason like my kids are 8, right? And they'll just be watching me playing like in a trance, and the music's that lo-fi, so they're not even talking. I'm like, what is happening over here? But no, I'm so surprised at the game. But like some of the systems you have in play, like whenever each character has its own special, I guess, right? To where what's the antelope's name? Can zip, like
oh, sorry. Yes, Sasha.
Sasha.
Yeah.
And then the chameleon can slow stuff down, and that effect is like super clean.
So cool.
And
That came from. Did you see the Cyberpunk anime?
Yes.
Oh, I have heard it was really good, though.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a Sandevistan that in heavy. Like I watched, I'm like, yo, I need this. Like, I had to slow down, and I had like a effect, but it wasn't. It didn't feel right, and I saw the Sandevistan and like the different multicolored clone images. I'm like, yes, this is it. That's done deal.
Yeah, that was a super nice touch. But like, whenever like first it got me, it took a minute to get used to the controls and the system, right? Because like when you're shooting, as you can see, your energy goes down. That's also like your life bar, right? But it goes back up when you stop shooting for a certain period of time, and then whenever you're shooting, it propels you backwards. Like if you're not like on the thrusters, like so. When it came to that level of complexity, where did you, what inspired you, I guess, to put those kind of systems in place?
So the energy one, that one has been developing in my head from like 2014.
Yeah.
I've had this idea for a game in multiple. Like I had a mobile idea for this. I had like a much simpler version of this without any of the bells and whistles, just pure, just the energy and shooting. And somehow over the time it just evolved into this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted something that felt different. Like I'm a firm believer in the design or in designing games that everything has a purpose. And like there shouldn't be a shoot button, for example, if there's no consequence for not shooting or for shooting too much. Like if you just hold it down. You have to either, deplete your energy or deplete ammo, or there has to be some kind of reload, something like that. And so that just kind of led me to this, like, where what if I just combine everything, so your life and your ammo is just one big bar, and it just kind of works.
That's super fascinating. Yeah, that's super fascinating. This I'm seeing this for the first time, so like this is awesome. It almost reminds me of like. It's genius because it reminds me of that thrill that I get from, this is a weird comparison, but Doom. Like Doom, or you're always on a roll, and you're always like, your life is always down. You got to make quick decisions. Like this reminds me of that. It's a very clever, very clever thing there. Yeah, very awesome.
Thank you.
Do not let these visuals fool you. It is a challenging game.
Yeah.
Like it.
And that's why
they're always dying on the edge.
It's hard.
Graham, be real. Like I know this is your own game, but what's the highest wave you've ever gotten to?
The highest I've gotten to is wave 12.
Okay. All right.
The highest I've seen, I saw someone get to 15, and I was like, all right, I need to step up.
But it's endless, though, right?
Yeah, theoretically, you can just go until you die, and it gets harder and harder. Like I don't think there's a. I should test it, but there's no real limit as to how hard it gets. It just keeps going.
Damn. So you're talking like Civilization 5. What was his name? That was super hard. Gandhi.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, Gandhi. Delete that game.
Please. But no, So I like to talk about like not only like the game development portion of it, Graham, but also like you're a person of color. We know that there's not very many of us within the gaming community, not gaming community, but in
The
the
development
developer
scene.
space.
I mean,
Right.
there. I feel like there are. You just don't see us as much. Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Because every like picture I see of a studio,
No, you
it's
can't look
looking
at
like a
this.
bunch
20
of
white
cams.
guys.
Yeah, not even like. And if oh, don't get me started. Even it's like, oh yeah, it's so diverse. It's like a bunch of white guys and a bunch of white women. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
all
I should have
straight.
came on this
Just all-
podcast today. You know what I mean? I should have sat out.
Get out. Come back.
Yeah.
No, you're our Sweet Baby Inc. Hire here, Gams.
Baby
Thanks,
ink.
guys.
Oh, no.
Thanks. Thanks for inclusion.
Just kidding. That shit's ridiculous.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous. But no, man. So I saw one of your videos, and I think it's important because there's probably a lot of people in chat. Not only do they love playing video games, but they have no idea where to start if they want to make their own video game, or what it takes, right? So I watched one of your videos of like your first year of development and stuff like that. We'll start with the first question. Like, what got you into like your very first initials? Like, I'm going to make my own game. Like, what sparked that? Let's say like a year or two before you actually started.
It wasn't even. There's no year or two before. It was just back in college. Me and some friends. Well, one friend, he was also from Jamaica. This guy named Roberts.
Okay.
He was in the game design major at the time, and he was like, "Yo, you want to do a global game jam, which is just like a 3-day, which was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend thing, and just make a game." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds dope, but why not?" And at that point, I didn't know how to code really. I coded in high school, but that was about it. And then we hit up another friend, this guy named Audley, back in Jamaica, and he did all the code for it. And so he made our first like a little Android game, like a prototype. And then it was like, oh wait, we can make games. This is kind of sick. Like we don't have to play anymore. We can actually make stuff. It's accessible now. Like it's legit, and it was in. Ironically, it was in an engine called Corona, which is like at
Oh
first,
my
yeah, at first it was
God.
like,
Oh, no.
yeah.
You
But then
started
the joke
Graham.
was like, no, but then the joke was like, oh yeah, it's like the bear, but now it's like, nope, it's like the virus.
Man.
But yeah, and so we made it in that, and then we decided, yo, let's actually try and make it, sell it on the Google Play Store. And back then, this was 2012, so there was no like, I didn't know what the biggest game was back then. Maybe like Angry Birds or something. There was no huge in-app purchases, none of that stuff. So actually selling a game for like, I think sold it for $2.99 maybe, I think, or
Okay.
$1.99. I don't remember. It was more than $1, but people bought it. Like it was actually, it did well for us, and that's unfathomable to think about now for mobile. But anyway, so that's how I got my start. But I was just doing like the design, the visuals of it, and then we discovered Unity, and then that was it. Like just jumping onto YouTube every day, looking up how to make Pong. And then
Okay.
made Pong,
Nice.
and then from that it led into my first it's my first solo release, which was kind of like a spin on Pong, where you actually shoot the ball, and it's a fun little game called Hectic Cube. And then just kept going from there. I mean, there's a big gap between that game and this because I had a full-time job, and yeah, it's hard to do both.
Yes. I can
Really
feel
hard to do
that.
both. People do it all the time, but it's not. It involves a lot of burnout, which not great.
Yeah, you'll get home and want to eat, and then like it's like, oh, I gotta get on this computer. And
Yeah,
get
I
working.
mean, for a long time it was fine because I love it. Like I can't imagine myself doing anything else now. Like I just love making games. But then also I was like 20 when I started Super Space. About 28 or something like that.
Okay.
No kids, and I had a good job, so I was like, oh, this is fine. I'll come home and work late, sleep in, go to work, repeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. And
My
then
wife is a nurse, so she works 12-hour shifts, and so
oh, shit,
yeah, at time.
that's great. You stay in the city of New York or out?
I used to, but no, I moved up into the suburbs. Like once you have children, it's over. You can't. There's no
Yeah, you
space
can't
in the
live
city.
Yeah,
Unless you're rich, there's
I
no
could
space.
imagine.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. And then my second question on top of
Mm-hmm.
that was, damn it, Graham, you made me lose it. I'm just kidding.
He's the guest.
So write it down.
And I should have written it down as it came to me. Oh yeah, what it takes to like, what were some of the struggles with developing this game, and some of the enjoyment.
There's so many struggles.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's very easy to start making a game, like ridiculously easy. And everybody in chat can go on YouTube right now, go download Unity or download Godot, download whatever, and just find a tutorial and make a game. Like right now, it's really easy to actually finish a game. And to finish like a commercial game is extremely hard.
yeah.
Especially if you're trying to actually do it. If you're doing it as a hobby, then if you make something, put it out, it sucks. It's whatever. You're not trying to make money off of it. So it's not. You learn from it and it's good. But if you're trying to do it commercially, trying to actually make this your business, then it's like it's not. Then it's no longer just about making a game. It's about the marketing. It's about like the timing, the plan, all that stuff.
Right.
And it's hard. it's really hard.
I can.
It's fun
only
though. I enjoy it.
imagine, like with you not really having a team, right? Your team is your family, right? Like they're the ones that support you.
Yo, even with a team of like Rockstar, it's still. I feel like the more people you add, is the harder it becomes because it's like the bigger the expectations, the bigger you can get, and so the bigger you do get, and yeah.
But like not having because you published on your own, yeah, or do you like so? How difficult was that? Like getting it on Steam, getting it on Xbox, like
Steam is really easy. Like the Steam is not a problem at all. Trying to think of the hardest part about Steam. This is, it's not hard.
yeah.
yeah. It used to be harder just because back in 2016, 17, you had to go through like Steam Greenlights, which I think was like a audience voted thing. Like people had to vote your game to actually be on Steam.
Dang.
Okay.
Oh wow.
But then eventually one day they just went the route of like mobile, where you pay $100, I think it is, per game, and then you like once the game goes on sale, you can get that back. I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, you just pay, and then you have a game on Steam, and so that's why it went from like thousands, like a few thousand games a year to now it's like tens of thousands of games every year on Steam. Yeah. Xbox was hard.
Yeah. What's the?
That's a whole different. It's a whole different thing. Yeah, because it's like, so with Steam, it's an open platform, so you can just Google any issues you have, how to do achievements. I thought were going to be so hard for Steam, and then I Googled it, put it in, and then it worked within 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, okay, that was it. For Xbox, it's a closed thing, and so you can't even. You have to be an official Xbox developer, and same for PlayStation and Nintendo too. You can't see any of their own section of the Unity forums where you can only access if you have like an account. And then you might have to email a bunch of people to get help, figure out what's not working. Or you can pay like a porting house to do it for you, which is like a cool 20 grand, which I don't have. So
Oh my god! Wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
yeah, porting isn't cheap. I mean, you could find one person who like if someone came to me and said, "Hey, can you port this for me?" At this point, that's how I've done it. If it's a small game like the size of Super State School, I could figure it out. I wouldn't charge them 20 grand, but it's still like it's not like a thing you can just do in a day. It's a whole process. It takes a lot longer. Like if you notice when a game comes out on Steam, and it has like updates, the updates will come out immediately, and then it's like, oh, the Xbox patch coming soon, or the PlayStation patch coming like next week, because that all has to go through a whole approval process. It's like it's just a lot. It's a lot of work.
And there's those people that are approving those patches or the approval process is, there's hundreds of games getting patched every day.
Yeah.
Well,
You
so
know?
so thankfully on console it's not as bad. Like it's when the game came out on Xbox, it was I think 4 or 5 games came out that week on Xbox, which was great.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas on Steam, 4 or 5 came out that hour.
That hour.
Yeah, so it's very very different. But yeah, it's looking back at it now that I've done it feels good. Kind of like, oh, I know I can do this now, but it definitely wasn't an easy thing to do.
No, man, shout out to you and good for you. It's a great story. Awesome stuff, man. And it looks
really is.
incredible. And I hope that you're getting the visibility that it deserves, or trying at least.
Yeah, it's doing decently. I feel like because I took so long to actually put it out, financially it's not like making back everything. But like in terms of just being here, talking to you guys, and having people seeing it, like one of my proudest moments is like, oh yeah, Sarah Bond saw it and then tweeted at me like,
Yeah.
what? That's crazy.
Oh, nice.
Crazy, man.
Oh,
Nice.
isn't she
Yeah.
amazing? That's awesome.
It's like one of us, yeah. Yeah, so it's like visibility wise, I feel like I have momentum now to make something new and make something even cooler than this. And whatever I make next with my first game, that I actually get to start without having a full-time job and actually make a plan of how to make it, from start to finish. That's another hard part of making this whole game. I never really started with a plan. I just wanted to make something cool. And then after a while, it's like, oh, I can't need a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to figure that out halfway through,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been a journey for sure.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of overtaking this a little bit. Do any of you guys have any questions? Sorry.
I was being polite. I was leaving it to you guys. Oh my God. Like, okay. So how, obviously you need the visibility, and we always think about the Game Pass, kind of thing with Xbox, that's always a topic of discussion. Did you try to reach out or maybe try to get some information on a Game Pass kind of thing? And how's that process? What do you think about that process? How's that?
Everybody wants to get on Game Pass. So it's not even like,
okay.
I feel like it's more of like at this point especially, it's more of like I think once say cream of the crop, it's just more what fits their catalog kind of thing, and also when. Because even if I don't have a Game Pass deal now, as far as I know, no one's talking about this internally. But
Okay.
Yeah.
even if they were like, oh yeah, we'd love to have this for Game Pass, I don't know anything official. I'm just assuming this is how it works because this is what I've heard from other people. But it's like they have and even if you look at leaks, like whatever leaks have happened in the past, it's like they've planned shit out from now until like 2025, 2026.
Right.
So even if I did get a deal, it wouldn't be for now.
Oh,
Like, that
okay,
deal
I
would have
understand.
had to be made like 3 years ago. So yeah, it's tough.
It's a time process.
Yeah. It's not like they can say, oh yeah, like unless I had like a Baldur's Gate or a Hades or something, then they're like, oh yeah, we'll make space.
Right.
But for something that's unproven, it would have to be like they'd have to believe in it enough, and then give it like find the perfect little slot for it to come out.
It definitely
Yeah.
seems like Game Pass has very strict windows. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
And everybody's fighting for that Game Pass bag too.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like if I know that me as a developer, if I know
Especially as a solo developer, definitely.
yes,
Yeah.
100%. Like you be able to make some and then some. You know what I mean? Like not only did
Yeah.
you pay for my development costs, but I mean now I'm eating okay. Which is
Yeah, exactly.
pretty
It's like, oh, I get to actually chill, take time off. What? Let's go.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I guess there's different like price brackets, like there's different levels, like for some people they really have a pause about we've heard or whatever that they have pause, like the bigger budget games have a pause to put it on Game Pass because they're afraid of like losing some things here or there. But I would guess, or I've been guessing, that there's a sweet spot for like developers, different price ranges, and I guess for you it would totally work, or it seems like it.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
bag would be worth it.
Yeah, like if you have a game that's going to sell, I don't know, like millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? The Game Pass deal, I feel like they unless it's already out, they wouldn't offer you that much money, relatively. But then, so even like like a Baldur's Gate, like I feel like they kind of dodged a bullet by not getting on Game Pass, you know,
Yeah.
because now it's like they're just making money, like stupid money.
Bank on it. Yeah. At
Fucking
one point,
bank.
it's like not worth it, right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. But then for someone like me, it's like even if this did super successfully, I don't think it would have gotten to a part where Game Pass wouldn't have been worth it. You know, I don't think it would have been that successful.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What would you say, Scale? You got anything?
You can feel free to decline this. Do you have any future plans for this game? Any kind of updates we can foresee or anything like that?
Not that, maybe. It's just like I have ideas. There's a lot of ideas I have written down that I didn't actually put into the game. But it's more of a thing where it's like I just really want to make something new. And I feel like every day I have new ideas, new cool things I want to make based on things I've always wanted to make, just based on the trends that are coming out, just seeing some cool art and being inspired to make something dope from that, watching them. You know, like inspiration comes from everywhere. But then it's like, I do want to support this because I love this as a game.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more of the people who, it more supporting it for the new people who haven't played it yet, because I've found that once people get into it, they'll play for like anywhere from like an hour and like, all right, it's cool, and they'll pick it up here and there, or they'll be like BLAQQ us go in for 8 hours straight. But then once they're done, some people come back for the music. It's like it's a chill thing, but for the most part, people haven't really been sitting and investing time and time, you know. So my worry is that I'd spend a lot of time putting new content into it and then it not really pay off. It pay off for some people, you know, but like I wanted it for the masses. I'd rather just make something new at this point. Yeah.
Like to hear it. I love
Graham,
new IPs.
This is
Yeah.
the perfect. So I got the code for Xbox, right? But I need to actually purchase one for Steam to help support, right? And plus, this game will be. I was thinking the whole time I was laying on my couch chilling. This game
Just play it on
is
Steam Deck.
Yeah.
not my ROG ally, but yes, on
Well,
Steam Deck
same
too.
thing.
Steam
Yeah,
Deck
same
too.
thing.
Yeah. But perfect. Like
Yeah.
the music, I can just see even just like you mentioned, like some people play it for an hour, some people play it for 8 hours like myself, right? But this hits that sweet spot to where like sometimes I don't boot up a game like on my ROG Ally because I know I don't have the 40 minutes to invest to get into a good spot.
Yeah.
But this shit would be perfect because
I made this with that in mind for sure. Like you can sit and play for as long as you want to play, or just like, oh, I'll do like one run, maybe 2 runs. A run, if you're good, a run lasts like 10 minutes, not even that long, you know.
Right. If you're good,
so you can keep going.
No, for sure, man. And then like the missions that you have on there keep me super engaged. Like,
right,
all right, I gotta use this ship. I gotta use this power.
It took me forever to destroy one of the ships with the asteroid. I was like, I can't time it.
I thought that would be easier, but turns out it's not.
It's not that easy, but I like that. I like that challenge for sure. So it's a skill.
That's one of the earliest things I put into the game. Like I don't remember how it even came up, but it was an accident. I think I had the asteroid blowing up, and then all the things blew up at the same time, and it looked like the asteroid blew up something. I'm like, oh, that needs to be a feature.
That's cool.
And so I just kind of added a collider, and then boom, it was done. And then fast forward to the missions, it just seemed something cool to like you actually fly through some asteroids and just time it right. And it didn't seem hard to, but obviously I've been playing for so long now.
I like it.
We're losing thumbs. We're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's cool. I haven't encountered it. Like I haven't encountered any bugs. Lucius Augustus
Thank
had
God.
a question and it said, "I'm going to pick up your game, but I wanted to ask, why isn't the game play anywhere? That's like an Xbox thing. Is that a publisher decision? And I would love to play this.
That's
on
a
my
me not
Xbox."
knowing how to make it play anywhere decision.
Oh damn!
Like because it's on Steam, right? Like
Yeah.
so for me to make it play anywhere, I'd have to, and cloud saves also, right? 'Cause I made sure to make sure that's like a must have. But
Yeah.
then to play anywhere, it'd have to be on like the PC, but through the Windows Store, which I could figure that out. I need to, like, like again, I can't just Google it. I have to go and email a bunch of people, check the forums, and make a whole new build that's not Steam. And that might even use some different API. It's a whole bunch. It's a whole process.
Oh.
And then also cloud maybe, because Play Anywhere also include. Does it have to include cloud? Like I don't know if every Play Anywhere game has that too.
I'm not sure.
That's a good question. I'm
That
not
is a
sure.
good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
And like mobile, I would personally like if it was a button, easy day one, it would have been there. You know, like imagine picking this up on your phone and playing through the cloud, just in bed. That's like
So
the dream.
cool.
Yeah, but
Do you have
it's
any
not
plans?
that easy.
Do you have any plans to expand it anywhere else? Like, what is it out for right now? The platforms.
It's just Steam and Xbox.
Right.
I would honestly the next one I would do is Switch,
Yeah.
but I tried to get dev kits and they're like nah.
Oh, really? Oh my God! Straight up
What?
denial.
Honestly, I think it's more of a thing where I applied and then they must have some like internal clock where if I don't get the response by a certain time, you just get a. It wasn't like a person that denied me. It was like a auto responder email. Yeah, so I don't think it was actually someone deciding not to give me a dev kit.
Right.
Yeah, so now that it's out and all the bugs, all the major bugs at least are hopefully not there. Switch just, especially because I like the ROG ally, there's the Steam Deck thing of just playing on the couch. I feel like the Switch would be the perfect place to have it, you know,
Yeah.
Definitely.
just to have it and chill, or switch to whatever happens there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is,
Do you have some inside information there? No, I'm kidding.
What else are we talking about?
Yeah, I know. So I'm playing right now. Anyway, yeah, we all. Sorry, Black.
Weapon X says at 30 frames per second or 60. You being a jerk.
Yo,
Yeah,
that
asking
looks
for a
solid.
friend.
Look at how fluid this is,
Yeah.
man.
I was about to
good.
say, I want to say it's 60.
Yeah.
I hope it's 60.
This is too fluid.
on PC it's easy. It's unlocked, so it just runs. But on Xbox, I think it's 60. It should be 60.
It is. It runs super good.
That's a fair question though. Nowadays, it's hard to get
Oh
sick.
no, yeah, but for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game, and I'm glad that you had mobile in mind, like for like the time, like just pick up, play a couple rounds, put down.
Yeah. I love games like this. You know, like I play so many games like not space shooters or anything, but just games where you can like roguelikes, I guess, where you just pick it up, play it for a little bit, and put it down, move on.
Yeah.
And especially if it has progression, like you can unlock stuff, so it feels like like so not like Spelunky or something where that's just always starting from scratch. Those are fun too, but I much prefer games like this where you just unlock stuff. And so why not make my own?
That's so dope, bro. You had the initiative, the drive, the idea, and you said, "I'm gonna buckle up and just do it." And
Hell yeah, man.
I love it,
So
dude.
good.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Such a good
Thank you.
attitude. If I could ask one more question, favorite genre and what genre would you kind of want to go in if you had like a team or whatever? What genre would you try to go into? What's
That's
your
a
favorite?
great question. Favorite. So I feel like it wouldn't be the same answer. Like favorite genre versus what would I want to make might be two different things. Maybe because like my favorite genre probably at this point in life would be, I don't know. I'm playing through Tears of the Kingdom finally now, and that's still like
Hell
just
yeah.
the best. It's just such
Hell
a good
yeah,
game.
baby.
Such a good game.
Hell yeah.
Like I
Hell
love
yeah, it
I
is.
love these big open world games where you can explore and just physics, like it's so good.
Definitely.
But for me, if I was to make something, maybe it's not that hard. I'd probably want to make something like the old school Zeldas, like a Link to the Past. Cause that's still my like top 2 game of all time. Like,
I feel
yeah,
you.
I'd want to make something like in that vein, but a lot more modern, I guess. Like just to have some modern sensibilities to it. Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. And Sapo asked, knowing what you know now versus what you knew when you started, is there anything you would have done different if you were to start all over again?
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say because I feel like I wouldn't be where I am like literally right now if I did anything differently, you know? Yeah, I have no idea. Because it could have been a thing where like there's so much I wish I did some days back when mobile was easier to be profitable on. But then who knows? I might have done that and then actually been successful for a point in time, changed the whole trajectory of my career, and then flopped. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I'm done again now. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to say. But that being said, knowing what I know now, it's like I can definitely see I can have more foresight as to what I want to do with my business. And it's not just about making something cool, but it's actually about being strategic with what you make, listening to the audience, like all that stuff. So it's less about changing the past and more about influencing my future.
Boy,
Awesome stuff, man.
let's go.
Bars.
And
Like I said, I can't imagine doing anything else. Like I love this so much. It's just hearing people enjoy something you create. I mean, same for you guys. Like when I'm sure you hear people talk about how much I love hearing you discuss games and everything. It's like the same kind of vibe.
Bro,
Like this.
never. They're like, you're
Never.
dog shit.
I'm not even here. Like,
calling us Xbox and stuff. But
No, we get.
so
I
funny.
get what you mean. Yeah.
I don't even own an Xbox. Why am I here?
Oh my God.
on that note though, like on the similar note there, is there one not about the Xbox thing. Forget
I was about to say, what?
But
Where are we going?
yeah, forget about that stuff. But the inspiration part, if what do you say about like inspired kind of game devs that haven't kind of made their first game yet? What do you say to those guys? Any advice?
If you have any interest at all, and even just playing around with making games, just go for it. Go on YouTube and just type in how to make a game. How to make a game in Unity, how to make a game in Godot, Unreal, whatever. Like, let's pick something. Like with some of these engines, you don't even need to know how to code. Like, it's not hard to learn, but some of them is just like they have interfaces where you just draw lines from point A to point B. If this, then jump, and it's like, make a game.
That's crazy.
And like I said, it's extremely easy to start, but once you do a game jam or two and it's like, oh, this is kind of cool, then it gets very hard to actually complete something.
So
But
you got really hard.
Still
commit
try it
to
anyway.
Yeah.
It's a hard commit to it, but also you have to understand how to scope properly. Like, you can't just go in. The overused thing now is like, you can't just go in trying to make an MMO for your very first game. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just go making your magnum opus for your very first thing. Like, you have to actually just start small.
That's so cool, man.
You can do it though. Like literally anybody. Like, there are 4-year-olds out there making games now. I'm serious. Like, even if you think about like Roblox or Fortnite, I guess they're making games within those platforms now. It's just that they have all of the hard parts figured out, like about coding and whatever. But you still have to figure out game design. You have to figure out, what's going to be fun, what flight mechanics, what weapons, ships, all that stuff. You still have to figure all that stuff out. And yeah, it's really fun. Just try it.
So good. Scale, you got anything?
I think you covered pretty much everything I had. Like I said, man, I just want to congratulate you again on actually doing it. And I will say the music, man, I told them literally when I first played it, I was like, y'all, the music is it makes it a must play for sure. So
it's my favorite part. Like, of course, the one part I did nothing with, or not nothing, but the one part I didn't actually have the most influence over is like my favorite part. It's just so good. It's like,
it just is
so good.
yeah.
I got one last thing, Graham.
keep them coming. Yeah.
What was your favorite? Well, I guess this is two part. What was your favorite thing in the game to design wise, and aside from the music, right? 'Cause you had some choice in the music, but design wise, what was your favorite thing? And are there any personal Easter eggs in the game?
Yeah. A lot. So favorite thing to design was probably the colors. Just like finding a very good visual palette. Like I said, I wanted to stand out. And I spent a lot of time trying to find colors that are dope but also accessible. Like some of them still aren't accessible. It's color theory is really hard.
Yes.
But yeah, I just wanted to make it look cool, but also something is easy to look at for a long time and very readable. And you think because it's like more simple, like it's just a bunch of geometric shapes, it's easier, but I feel like that makes it actually harder because you're working with a lot less, and so it has to be very precise. Like if I just threw a random ship from, I don't know, I Google like 3D ship model and put it in the game, and that's how all the ships looked, it'd be a lot easier to forgive because it's just a bunch of realistic ships, But I don't know, I enjoy making something that looks very clean and intentional. Like every line you see there has a purpose, has intention to it. So that's probably my favorite parts. And then for the Easter eggs, like, yeah, all over the place. There's a lot of like Jamaican references. Like it was funny to see. I have a friend who's a streamer, and he was playing it, and he caught a lot of them, and he was just there laughing and like.
Oh really?
It's nice to see Jamaicans actually play it and catch a lot of the references. Yeah.
Are the references within like names, or are they?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's within the text. Like, for example, one of the ships is called, this is a very obvious one. One of the ships is called the Boat, and it's the fastest ship in the game with a world record speed. And it's like this Usain Bolt, yeah, so stuff like that. Yeah. But then there's some deep cuts for like that are just meme references, and people still catch it.
That is
Awesome.
freaking awesome, dude. Graham, before I let you go, or you can stay with us. There's some breaking news that we have to discuss for a few minutes.
Breaking news. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's breaking
What broke?
But this is worldwide news, and we got to break it. But man, I get so happy whenever I see one. I get happy for anybody who succeeds in their plan, but I get really happy when it's one of us doing it.
For sure. Yeah.
And I really appreciate you coming on, hooking us up with some codes to play the game before we had you on. I'm definitely going to support the game, buy it on Steam so I can play it on my ROG Ally. Big ups to you, man, for not only starting something, but finishing that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love it.
Congratulations.
All right, Graham. Tell these fine folks, everybody, I got Graham's YouTube and I have his Twitter account in the description below. Graham, where else can they find you? Or what you just want to tell the fine folks before we bounce?
Yeah, you can find me at Game of Legend on anything important. And yeah, go get Super Space Club. It's on Xbox, it's on Steam. Hopefully one day it's on other things. But if not, just you can go to my site, subscribe to my newsletter so you can actually follow me and not have to worry about the algorithm and all that shit. And yeah, just look out for whatever I make next because it's going to be cooler than Super Space Club somehow.
Nice.